100 Civics Questions, 31 to 45. Explained, Civics Questions 2025 Part 3.
The classroom was alive with the quiet shuffle of papers as David flipped through his study guide. He had already made it through 2/3 of the practice questions, and his confidence was starting to build. Andrea, now pacing slightly as she prepared for the next round of questions, looked over the group of students. The end of the class was approaching, and they were all almost done with the set of civics questions.
All right, David, let's wrap up with questions 31 to 45. Ready? Question 31. What are two rights of everyone living in the United States? A. Freedom of speech, freedom of religion. B. Freedom of speech, freedom to own a gun. C. Right to bear arms, right to an attorney.
I think the answer is A. Freedom of speech, freedom of religion.
Exactly. The First Amendment guarantees the freedom of speech and religion, allowing individuals to express themselves and practice their beliefs without government interference. These rights are fundamental to the American way of life. Question 32. What is the name of the Vice President of the United States now? A. Kamala Harris. B. J.D. Vance. C. Joe Biden.
I think the answer is B. J.D. Vance.
Correct. J.D. Vance is the current vice president. He serves alongside the president in leading the executive branch and is next in line if the president is unable to serve. Question 33. Under our Constitution, some powers belong to the states. What is one power of the states? A. To establish post offices. B. To give a driver's license. C. To declare war.
I think the answer is B. To give a driver's license.
Correct. States are responsible for issuing driver's licenses, regulating driving laws, and determining certain rules within their boundaries. Powers not granted to the federal government are reserved for the states under the 10th Amendment. Question 34. Name one U.S. territory. A. New York. B. Puerto Rico. C. California.
I think the answer is B. Puerto Rico.
Exactly. Puerto Rico is an unincorporated U.S. territory located in the Caribbean. People born there are U.S. citizens, but they don't have the same voting rights in federal elections as residents of the 50 states. Question 35. Who was president during World War I? A. Woodrow Wilson. B. Franklin Roosevelt. C. Dwight Eisenhower.
I think the answer is A. Woodrow Wilson.
That's right. Woodrow Wilson was the U.S. president during World War I. His leadership helped guide the country through the war, and he played a major role in shaping the post-war peace process, including proposing the League of Nations. Question 36. Who is in charge of the executive branch? A. The President. B. The Senate. C. The Chief Justice.
I think the answer is A. The President.
Correct. The President is the head of the executive branch of government, responsible for enforcing federal laws, commanding the military, and carrying out the functions of the federal government. Question 37. We elect a U.S. representative for how many years? A. 2 years. B. 4 years. C. 6 years.
I think the answer is A. 2 years.
Exactly. U.S. representatives serve 2-year terms. They are elected by the people in their districts and work in the House of Representatives to create and pass legislation. Question 38. Who is the Commander-in-Chief of the military? A. The President. B. The Secretary of Defense. C. The Chief of Staff.
I think the answer is A. The President.
That's right. The President is the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces and has the authority to make decisions about military strategy and national security. Question 39. Who did the United States fight in World War II? A. Japan, Italy, and Germany. B. Mexico, Canada, and France. C. Spain, Russia, and Austria.
I think the answer is A. Japan, Italy, and Germany.
Correct. The United States fought against the Axis powers, Japan, Italy, and Germany. During World War II, the U.S. entered the war in 1941 after Japan's attack on Pearl Harbor, and it played a key role in the defeat of these nations. Question 40. What are 2 ways that Americans can participate in their democracy? A. Vote and run for office. B. Protest and avoid paying taxes. C. Only vote in local elections.
I think the answer is A. Vote and run for office.
Exactly. In a democracy, citizens can participate by voting in elections and running for public office. This allows people to have a direct say in how the government is run and who represents them. Question 41. Name 1 problem that led to the Civil War. A. Slavery. B. The Great Depression. C. Foreign policy.
I think the answer is A. Slavery.
Correct. The issue of slavery was one of the primary factors that led to the Civil War. The disagreement between the North and South over the expansion of slavery into new territories and states ultimately led to the war. Question 42. When is the last day you can send in federal income tax forms? A. January 1st. B. April 15th. C. December 31st.
I think the answer is B. April 15th.
Exactly. Federal income tax forms are due by April 15th each year, unless the deadline falls on a weekend or holiday, in which case it may be extended. Question 43. If the president can no longer serve, who becomes president? A. The vice president. B. The Speaker of the House. C. The Secretary of State.
I think the answer is A. The Vice President.
That's right. If the president cannot continue in office, the vice president automatically becomes the president, ensuring a smooth transition of power. Question 44. When was the Constitution written? A. 1776. B. 1787. C. 1800.
I think the answer is B. 1787.
Correct. The U.S. Constitution was written in 1787 during the Constitutional Convention in Philadelphia. It replaced the Articles of Confederation and created the framework for the current government. Question 45. Who is the governor of your state? A. Answer depends on where you live. B. The President. C. The Secretary of State.
I think the answer is A. Answer depends on where you live.
That's correct. Each state has its own governor, who is the head of the state's executive branch. You can find the current governor by checking your state government's website. Great work today, David. You've come a long way, and you're really getting the hang of it. Keep practicing, and you'll be fully prepared for the test.
David smiled, feeling a sense of accomplishment as the class began to wrap up. With each session, he felt one step closer to passing his naturalization test. The next set of questions was already on his mind, but for now, he was ready to tackle whatever came next.